Women's bodies have always been and continue to be a hot topic of discussion and regulation, from the anti-abortion defunding of Planned Parenthood to Kylie Jenner's lips, to the 7% price cap or pink tax on women's products all over the world. Women's bodies appear to be everyone's business. Women worldwide spend billions of dollars on beauty products, creams, serums, treatments, and even cosmetic surgery. In particular, female genital cosmetic surgery, or FGCS as I will now refer to it, has recently gained popularity and has been heralded as a breakthrough in women's rights, as women may now alter their ultimate sign of womanhood to shape it however they please. The Royal Australian College of General Practitioners defines FGCS as a non-medical cosmetic surgical procedure to change the structure and appearance of external or internal healthy female genitalia. FGCS is largely regulated under the umbrella of cosmetic surgery. In WA, regulation is very vague, and WA practitioners have actually called for legislation to ensure procedures are carried out in licensed premises with strict standards. In WA, a competent person's informed consent, or competent minor with parental and consulting physician consent, is substantial in allowing cosmetic surgical procedures. Section 3061 of the WA Criminal Code defines female genital mutilation, or FGM, as the excision or mutilation of the whole or a part of the clitoris, the labia minora, the labia majora, or any other part of the female genital organs. Infibulation or any procedure that involves the sealing or suturing together of the labia minora or the labia majora, or any procedure to narrow or close the vaginal opening. But exceptions to FGM include any reassignment procedure under the Gender Reassignment Act 2000, or a medical procedure carried out for proper medical purposes. There appears to be a massive elephant in the room. FGCS technically falls under the FGM legislation and does not conform to any exceptions, as the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners acknowledged that FGCS is not a medical procedure, and the large majority of FGCS procedures are not undertaken for gender reassignment. So, why do we allow FGCS to be carried out by practitioners all over Australia, but legislate against and prohibit FGM procedures? As Christine Mason asks, why can a white woman attend a hospital and undergo a hoodectomy, a form of FGCS, but a woman of colour cannot ask for a sunnah circumcision, which is the exact same procedure? When FGM is discussed in a Western context, the young, underage woman in unsanitary or backyard conditions is often the picture painted. But what about the 20-year-old Somalian Australian woman attending her GP or specialist, asking for a sunnah circumcision before she marries? Why is she denied autonomy? Well, I believe it's because of the skewed, hypocritical, and uninformed cultural assumptions underpinning and justifying FGM legislation. When one takes a closer look behind the reasons or justifications criminalising FGM in WA, the very same criticisms can also be applied to FGCS. FGM has been criticised as being superficially undertaken for aesthetic reasons and not delivering any medical benefits. FGM is in fact undertaken for aesthetic reasons. In such societies, unmodified genitalia are deemed ugly and odious to both sight and touch, sexually ambiguous, and in need of rectification. FGM is fashionable and considered part of an attractive body image, as women who undergo FGM are deemed more beautiful, feel more beautiful, and often gain a higher social status, whilst unmodified women are deemed ugly, unrefined, and undignified. However, this criticism is also applicable to FGCS. Cosmetic surgery is clearly a cultural product, undertaken in a context which is culturally shared and situated. This is a context in which female dissatisfaction with body parts is rife, and engagement in body modification practices to attempt to ease dissatisfaction is popular. Advertisements promoting the design of vagina, making distinctions between pretty vulvas and ugly vulvas, and specifying abnormal features which are consequently viewed by society as in need of repair are on the rise. A decision to undergo cosmetic surgery is not totally independent, but is a culturally embedded response to societal pressures to conform to an aesthetically pleasing physical ideal. FGM has been associated with death, hemorrhage, infections, septicemia, difficulty menstruating, and complications during childbirth and sexual intercourse. However, FGCS is also associated with similar complications, as FGCS actually involves very similar and often identical procedures to FGM. A hoodectomy is the same procedure as a ritual or sunnah circumcision. Labia reduction, genitoplasty, and labiaplasty involve removing and reducing the size of the labia majora or minora, present in many forms of FGM. And lastly, FGCS involves vaginal tightening or surgical narrowing, similar to the aims and results of infibulation, which have all been criticised as harmful and medically unnecessary, but only in the context of FGM. FGM is described as a way of enforcing control over women's sexuality and a method of ensuring virginity. FGM has been described by Western critics as resulting from a complex system of male domination. This system is allegedly continued through FGM ceremonies, as women who participate in FGM ceremonies are described as oppressed, patriarchal subjects who are lacking autonomy. Not only does this Western assumption ignore reports of participating women feeling joy and empowerment through participating in FGM ceremonies, it is incredibly hypocritical, as the majority of FGCS procedures aim to increase the heterosexual male partner's pleasure and merely increase confidence and lower the anxiety of the female. Due to this, Simone Davis has described FGCS as evidence of the degrading depth of women's oppression, as this supposed free choice in Western society is actually culturally inscribed through pressures from heterosexual male ideals perpetuating male control over female bodies. To deny particular adult women, according to cultural heritage, the ability to alter their genitalia as they wish denies many women the ability to exercise liberty and autonomy by denying power to change or define their body and sexual identity. WA legislation, by granting bodily autonomy along cultural distinctions, is discriminatory and unsatisfactory, as it does not ensure all women bodily integrity. So, where to from here? I propose we bring FGCS and FGM in line with one another by disallowing FGM or FGCS on people under 18, regardless of parental consent, to promote adult women taking control of their sexuality. This would require FGM legislation to remove references to person and replace them with child. It would also require WA to enact legislation similar to Chapter 5A of the Public Health Act 2005 in Queensland, criminalising certain cosmetic surgery on children. Whilst patriarchal and societal pressures will likely still influence women and their choice to undergo FGM or FGCS, at least this would ease Western societal anxieties regarding the forcing of FGM procedures on young, impressionable children and teenagers, while still ensuring all women are granted bodily autonomy, regardless of their race or culture. Women's rights are threatened in various ways all over the world, and millions of women undergo FGM worldwide every year. It is imperative that as a multicultural society, we are aware of our own prejudices and biases and try to overcome them to ensure all women are treated equally and with respect.